Hey guys, happy Monday. So, chrome. Enough said. Chrome finishes on nails are definitely one of the biggest trends out there going right now. And while it is super hot and very, very fun, it can be a little bit tricky to make it last. One of the biggest comments I receive is how chrome chips so easily, and it's really, really hard to get it to last for the full duration of the manicure. And this is because whether you are working with the liquid mirror products or you are working with classic chrome, chrome pens, any kind of chrome finish, it is a powder finish, which gel doesn't want to stick to. Especially full chrome nails where you're doing the entire nail, not just isolated design. Anytime you're working with chrome that is around the free edge of the nail or around the sides, it's very common that you run into some issues. So I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks on how to make your chrome last. Let's get into it. Okay, so I've got two different chrome nails here to demonstrate for you guys. The one I've done with liquid mirror and this one is done with a powder chrome. This first nail here, I really couldn't help myself. I started out with a layer of Terra Magnet Aqua Glow and activated it to give us that really, really beautiful reflection. And then I did a layer of Chromic Clear, cured this for 30 seconds, and then I applied the liquid mirror in gold over top of that. And I just used a makeup sponge to apply the liquid mirror to the nail, and then I burnished it in using a little piece of microfiber cloth with a touch of alcohol on it, just to give us that really amazing shine and clarity. This second beauty here, this pearly finish, I started off with Nail Thought's Vintage Tea. This is number 44 from her collection. Again, I applied a thin layer of the Nail Thought's Chromate in Clear. I cured that for 30 seconds, and then we applied the Platinum Veil Powder using a sponge. It gives you this beautiful, sheeny, pearly effect. Now, first things first, when you are applying a chrome finish, it really, really helps to have proper structure placed underneath this effect. You can do this using a builder like the Nail Thoughts Builder Clear to do an overlay just to smooth over the nail to make sure that when you have that metallic finish that's super high shine, any imperfections that might be in the natural nail or anything caused by an uneven surface is going to be eliminated so you get that perfect shine. Having a little bit of strength underneath that chrome as well will help to prevent the nail from flexing, which will improve the longevity of your manicure. So after applying the liquid mirror with my makeup sponge and burnishing with my little piece of microfiber and some alcohol, it's going to give me this really beautiful finish, but it's also going to get rid of any excess product. So I'm not going to have any extra liquid mirror hanging around where there might be a lot of buildup. It's going to give me a nice, thin, clean effect because any extra debris around the nail or any excess of product is definitely going to lead to chipping a little bit faster. The liquid mirror is really great for this because it doesn't leave any excess of powder around the outside of the nail or anything like that that may impede your adhesion. So after I have a nice, clean, finished chrome effect, my first step is going to be to file the free edge. This is just our 180 grit emery board, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to very gently file around the outside of the nail, so right around the free edge. And what this is going to do is just remove a little bit of the chrome around the outside of the nail so that a little bit of gel will kind of be exposed here, and you'll have something to encapsulate that nail so that the gel will kind of stick to the other gel that's exposed right here, and it's going to give you better grip. So after filing, I'll just take my sponge and remove any excess residue, any of that filing dust, to make sure we're nice and clean. Now our next step is going to be sealing this with a base gel. You have some options here. For this example, I'm going to be going in with the Mega Stick base. This is just a really highly adhesive, soft base gel, and we're going to use this to encapsulate that chrome and really seal around the free edge of the nail. Now, this does not have to be a thick coat. You just want to make sure that you are really covering all of that chrome, really getting up close into the cuticle and the side walls and painting it over. I don't like to make this a super thin coat, just kind of like a regular coat. We're not scrubbing it in or trying to make it anything it's not. But what we are going to do is really go around that free edge and make sure that we are catching that exposed gel that we filed away into so that we can really make sure that gel has good grip on the free edge. And I do like to flash cure this one nail at a time to make sure that gel doesn't have a chance to shrink away from the sides. So after curing that coat of Megastick base, that chrome is nicely sealed in. The last step we're going to do here is going in with our top coat. This is the Kokoist Ultra Glossy Top Coat. And I'm going to do a pretty generous layer, a little bit of a healthy kind of overlay situation. Obviously, we don't want this nail to get very, very thick because this is a lot of extra layers, with the no-wipe top, the chrome, the base, and the top coat. But giving your top coat on top of this chrome just a little bit of extra body will help protect that chrome from chipping and give it a little bit more stability. When you're done and it's looking good, we're going to go ahead and cure this for 30 seconds. Now for the second demonstration, we did use a powder chrome. So when we're working with something like platinum veil powder where we have a lot of dust kind of kicking around, you really want to make sure that after you apply this, you clean all of the excess dust off of the nail. So after applying a powder chrome with something like a makeup sponge, before I go in and clean up all of that excess dust and glitter, I am going to go in with my emery board and we're just going to free edge file just to remove a teensy bit of that chrome powder and reveal some of the gel underneath. So that, again, we have something for our base gel to stick to. And then with that same makeup sponge that I used to apply the chrome, I'll just take a clean side and really get rid of any excess dust, powder, anything like that, any extra glitter from away from the cuticle, away from the sidewall, and free of the free edge, nothing on the nail plate. So we have a perfectly clean application. Now to seal this one in, just to show you another option, I'm going to use the Nail Thoughts Builder Clear. This is a base coat, so it does have that base capability to kind of reestablish that sticky layer and make sure we have good grip, but this is also a little bit stronger than that Megastick base. So especially if you feel like you're having a lot of issues with retention, this will give you a little bit more strength and stability on top of that chrome to prevent that chipping. Now, I would only recommend you use something like the Nail Thoughts Builder Clear or the Platinum Filler Base to encapsulate your chrome if you have done a structured gel manicure underneath. The reason being, if you're applying a thin coat of this builder or like something else like the Platinum Filler Base over a natural nail that doesn't have a semi-hard or a hard structure underneath it, this is not going to be advantageous. You are going to end up probably having some cracking and lifting issues from the builder itself because this builder does need to be applied with structure. If you already have structure underneath, you are totally fine to go ahead and do a thin layer over top of this. It's just going to help reduce that flex. If it's just a gel manicure with no structure and no kind of builder underneath, I would opt for the Mega Stick base. So even layer of our Nail Thoughts Builder Clear, we're going to cure this for 30 seconds. And then after that Nail Thoughts Builder Clear is cured, again, we're just going to be going in with our ultra glossy top coat and sealing in that builder layer. And do not neglect that free edge. Again, with the base layer, with the builder layer, with the top coat layer, you really want to make sure you're sealing that free edge. Now, if you are using the Ultra Glossy and you want something a little stronger still, you could opt for the Kokoist Non-Wipe Jelly Top. This is a little bit stronger, a little bit thicker, so if you really want that super stability, this could be a good option. Personally, I do find this top coat is very thick, so when I'm encapsulating chrome, using something like this is going to build up a lot of bulk over top of that layer, especially when we've done our no-wipe top coat, our chrome, our base coat, and our top coat. So if you want kind of like a Hail Mary and you want to make sure that they're going to be nice and strong, this would be an option, but I would just say be mindful as to how thickly you apply this over your chrome. So we are all sealed in, we are good to go. So just don't forget, file, cleanse, base coat, top coat, and that will help your chrome last a million times better. So there you go. Whether you are working with liquid mirror, powder chrome, or any kind of chrome finish, those are a couple really amazing tips and tricks that you can follow to make it last really well. If you have any questions whatsoever, we have our comment section down below. Feel free to drop them in there. And as always, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a shiny metallic new year, and we will see you right back here in 7 days for another episode of Monday Masters. Take care.